about over here? Going to your parents' house. I noticed you were doing something when you started. It looked like you were writing things down. What were you doing? You were writing what? So you were writing down some thoughts? You know, that's what good writers do. They'll think, oh, wait a minute, something in my head. And they'll just jot it down, right? And you can include that in your story. Notice. Where did you write that in your story? Right there. Nice. So you wrote a note to yourself because you thought about that. So why did you do that?
Because, so I don't forget it.
So exactly. Would you want to maybe share that with the class? So if I ask you, maybe I'll ask you what you did, and you can tell them the strategy that you wrote it down. Then I'll ask you why, and what you'll say. So you don't forget it. Would that be okay? Okay. So I might use you as an example, because that's a good job. Good writers do that. Keep going. Now think about what's the most important parts that lead you in the next direction. Okay? Think about it. You have to close your eyes. Does that sound like a plan?
When did you get your trophy? Is it this year? Last year?
You guys talking about over here?
This year, so
What are you working on? I'll come check it out when I'm with Ava. Okay? Keep working. And you know what? If you think you're done, or if you're both coming to an end, you could switch pieces, couldn't you? And read each other's work.
Well, I still need to add to that.
Okay. So, did you go to Kira's yesterday?
No.
No. When are you going to Kira's soon? You know when? No. Let's take a look. You want to read it to me?
I am going to Kim's house, and I am staying there for an hour.
For an hour. Ooh. So you don't remember when you're going? No. Maybe Kira does. You want to ask? She doesn't remember. Okay. You know what we could do? We could do two things. One, if you'd like to, you could add some details on what you think you'd do. Or you could wait. When you know you're going to Kira's, maybe you could bring your notebook with you. You could make a list of things you do. Does that sound good? What would you like to do? You want to bring a notebook? Okay. So, what did we talk about today? We talked about small moments and then... And what did we talk about specifically? Like, what are we trying to do with our many moment stories? Trying to add what? Details. So, would you like to maybe add some details to this piece? Or do you really want to move on right now? You want to do more details? Okay, well, let's take a look. Okay, we talked about comeback lines. Is there any techniques you want to use up there? The ones that I would like to maybe see you using are comeback lines. And I know you do a really good job of listing. What would you like to do? Should we read a little bit of one of these books and get some ideas? Remember, these are both many moment stories. Joshua by the Sea we read together, right? Do Like Kyla we read together. Maybe if we read this together, we'll have some more ideas. What do you think? Pick one. Okay, Joshua by the Sea. Do you want to read? Do you want me to read? Okay, I'll read. I am Joshua in the sun, sand, and by the sea. When I read, take a look at the pictures. Okay, look at all the details in the pictures, and there's details in the words. Think about that. I am Joshua with Mama and Daddy beside me, under the umbrella, seagulls in blue sky.
Was he
Beside my sister on the rocks up high. Those details. I am Joshua running free. I am Joshua by the sea. What do you think? What could you do? Now let's look at your piece. Is there anything you saw here that we could use to help you with your piece?
Okay. So let's do the next page. And remember what you just told me?
No.
He broke his arm.
Okay, let's think about this.
That's important detail.
Does this tell you a lot of detail? I am Joshua with Mama and Daddy beside me, under the umbrella.
And you know what? I put it in.
Seagulls. You see seagulls? Point to them. And blue sky. Let me look at yours now. Now I'm looking at your picture, and I'm seeing a car.
Yeah.
But then I look at your words, and I'm not seeing anything about a car yet. What do you think you could do here? Your car is really detailed. It looks like an awesome car. What are you doing in that car?
I'm driving the Kia.
Oh, you're driving the Kiras. What do you think you could do over here?
No, leave it and just one. Just some detail.
Okay, you want to draw some more detail? Well, you could do that. If you want to, you can draw a detail of the picture. Or maybe you could draw some detail, you could write some details in. Do you think that will help you? If you draw some detail in the picture? Help you with your writing? Do you want to do that then? Okay. Maybe you can draw a little picture of what you'll do when you get there. Get creative. This is your piece of work. And then I'll come back later. And after you get your picture done, whatever you write, maybe you could take those details, whatever you draw, I should say, maybe you can take some of those details from the picture and write them down. Does that make sense? Alright, go ahead and try that. Excellent. We talked about that yesterday, didn't we? So. Okay.
Okay, we're just going to come take a little picture of what you're working on, okay? Oh, that looks awesome.
Okay. So.
Lots of nice words here, too.
We talked about that yesterday, didn't we? And explain to me, what are you trying to do again?
Make a story.
So you're trying to make a many moment story. And can I look at your work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, you looked at it and you decided what? Each one was what? A picture. And then is this a many moments piece right here on the front? No, that's one what? What do we call those other ones?
Good try. Okay. So, we just made one skate, two skates.
Nice. Glad you remembered. Look right here.
So we
I
need
had a dream,
two.
the best dream ever, about a snake. And that's a nice picture and lots of detail. Want to read that part?
More than one.
I saw the
Start
I caught it.
Dot, dot, dot. Ooh, you're using your dot, dot, dots.
I caught it.
Okay. What it says?
Put it back.
Okay. And where did you write your S?
So I might need to erase the words too.
Oh, you know what?
Okay. Well, I don't think you need to erase. But yesterday, what did we talk about?
Let's write it right under. People write one.
We talked about adding what? You just told me. So do you think we can maybe add some more details? Let's look. You know what I like to do sometimes? I like to look at an old piece of work. Remember this book? Check this out before we move on. Read this book. It is. What did we talk about yesterday as well? What was the... We talked about maybe including what in your work. You said you might want to do it. It's up on the board over there. On our author's craft. I'm going to point to it.
Where is Charlie?
Well, let's look here.
Wrote that letter earlier. What's that letter?
Let me read it to you. In the morning, Sister Kyla stands at the window, tapping at the birds. I do like Kyla. Only comeback lines. You already got it. Let's keep going. Only standing on the bed.
Like in a kite.
Kyla pulls her sweater over her head and stretches. I do like Kyla. We sit in front of the big mirror in our room, and Kyla braids her hair with quick fingers. I try to do like Kyla in front of the mirror. Kyla says, beautiful. I do like Kyla and say, beautiful. We talked yesterday about the dream piece. What's a comeback line you could use for this piece? Can you think of one?
I don't know. did snake.
Snake, okay.
Snake. Snake.
Okay, you're right on the right track. Let's talk about that. Where's snake here? Look on the first. You said, the best dream ever about a snake. Maybe you could use that as your comeback line. But that makes sense? So look here.
First sentence says, I made a shot in the goal.
What does it say? I saw the snake. And what does it say here? I caught it. Maybe you could say, what can you say here? Instead at the end there.
Shot into the goal.
What could you say at the end of there? I had the best dream ever about a snake. Maybe that could repeat right here. Think about it. You don't have to. That's fine. You don't have to do anything you don't want to here. And then I put it back and went home. I'm just making suggestions. So, if you don't want to add comeback lines, what could you add to this story? We talked about it today. What could you add?
So how could we add that?
Start to the D.
Close shot in the goal.
That is good. We do that in investigations, don't we? D what? You told me at the beginning when I first sat down with you.
So you want to tell me about the shot?
What?
What did you tell me at the beginning of when I sat down with you? You said you were going to add what to the story? Starts with D.
What did you have to do?
D.
You know what to do if you're all done your piece of writing.
D.
Tails.
Details. There, now you remember. Okay, you see right here? You don't have to use comeback lines. That's your choice because it's your piece of work. But look right here. Look at the detail that Angela uses. Kyla pulls a sweater over her head and stretches. Kyla said, beautiful. I do like Kyla. I said, beautiful.
Why did you have to make a close
Let's look at another piece.
Was time running out?
Oatmeal and apples for
Were there
breakfast.
people around you?
And I do like Kyla pouring honey on
How could you
everything.
write that in your
See all the details?
to make a close
Can you look here at your piece? Can you think of some details? You can even look at the picture. You have what is that right there? That's a bird. I don't see anything about the bird in your text, in your writing.
middle of what?
Maybe that's something you want to do? All right, why don't you start working on your
I
details?
didn't really notice the bird in my day.
Well, that's what we do. Good writers go back and they look at their pictures and they see what they're writing about. And you wrote down your story. That's a great start. But now we need to go back and add details, like you said. Think you can do that today?
Can I finish this page?
Of course you can. Finish that page and then why don't I come back later? Because remember, I wanna share some pieces of people adding details. Maybe you could share with the whole class.
I'm going to
Yep, finish that piece though. Okay.